My name is Mara Ellison, and the Bay House my family tried to claim was the first thing I had ever bought for myself. At midnight on Wednesday, my mother texted that 12 relatives would spend the weekend there. Before I could answer, my father told me to stock the kitchen and not embarrass them. I typed back one word: no. They had spent years treating my boundaries like suggestions, and I was finished complying. My brother answered with a laughing emoji and said they were coming anyway. The family chat filled with schedules, food orders, and jokes about who would take my bedroom. Nobody asked why I had refused. I took screenshots, sent them to my lawyer, and saved the security log before I slept again. By Thursday night, I had changed the code. On Friday morning, my phone blew up. My mother called 9 times. My father left voicemails. My brother texted, "Open the gate, everyone is watching." I let it ring. They still thought the worst consequence was missing a free vacation. I replied, "I did not invite anyone. The house is unavailable. Do not travel here." 6 minutes later, my brother added another laughing emoji. My mother wrote, "Mara is stressed. Ignore her. She always comes around." That sentence removed any doubt. They were not confused. They were relying on my history. I called my mother and told her to cancel. She said relatives had taken time off and bought tickets. I reminded her she had never asked permission. She said, "I am your mother. I shouldn't need to." When I mentioned the occupancy limit, she accused me of inventing rules because I did not value family. My father called next. "Your mother has done all the work," he said. "Don't humiliate her now." I asked what work she had done besides volunteering my home and my money. He told me to watch my tone, and I ended the call. My brother tried charm. "You're not really going to strand everybody," he said. "Stop pretending." There it was. The plan depended on a crisis too large for me to refuse. Tickets, children, luggage, and public embarrassment were supposed to force my yes. I forwarded everything to my lawyer and called the community manager, who warned me that allowing unregistered guests could expose me to fines, insurance trouble, and denial of access. With her help, I sent formal notice to the family chat, and by email, no one had permission to enter or stay. All keys and codes were revoked. Do not travel expecting access. I will not pay for lodging, food, transportation, or activities. My mother replied, "Ignore the legal message. She's overwhelmed. The weekend is still happening." Then I learned my brother had posted my house online as a family waterfront retreat and tagged a business owner he wanted to impress. He had promised a promotional video and invited the man's wife to stop by, bringing the total to 14. Suddenly, the motive was obvious. My mother wanted the money. My brother wanted the venue. My father wanted peace without accountability. I sent one final message. "The house is closed. I arranged a hotel block. It is not prepaid. Anyone who travels is responsible for their own costs. Money collected for this trip must be returned by the person who took it." My mother called me cruel. My father said, "We are coming." So I changed the locks, gave security a list of vehicles, and met my lawyer at the gate on Friday morning with printed copies of every receipt, every message, and every lie. When my father's truck rolled up behind a van and 2 cars full of luggage, the guard asked for their reservation. They had none. The barrier stayed down. My mother leaned out the window and hissed, "You can't do this to your own family." I held up the screenshots. "You asked for permission after you spent my money and advertised my home. I said no, you ignored it." The relatives behind her started reading the messages aloud. One aunt asked about the boat booking. Another asked why the hotel costs were suddenly theirs. My brother tried to talk over everyone, but his wife demanded to know why he had used my photos for marketing. The man he had tagged never came. He canceled when he learned the house belonged to me and not to a company. By noon, the family had scattered to the hotel, furious, embarrassed, and forced to face the bill. My mother returned the money in angry installments. My father paid his share and began repaying older debts. My brother deleted every post and lost the business contact he had tried to impress. A week later, I sat alone on my deck with the sea bright in front of me, and for the first time, the quiet felt earned. I had not ruined a vacation. I had stopped a theft dressed up as family. That was the day my life stopped being a place everyone else could borrow and became a home I was allowed to keep.